Alright, the mood has struck me, as it is wont to do occasionally, to make a new video. I've had a few topics rattling around in my brain for a while, but none have quite pushed me over the edge to do a video until this one. And what it is it's a great product. I don't know, I feel like I should make a name for these. I feel like a lot of times what motivates me to do a video, since I'm kind of more towards the product reviews type of format anyway, is like when I come across some product that I just really love, that I think is really great at what it does, so forth and so on, offers really great value, whatever the case. I feel like I want to let people know. So I don't know if there could be a name for this series. I call it Great Product. I don't know. It's kind of a lame name. So I don't know exactly what I'll title this video, but it's about the Blink, Amazon Blink series of security cameras and whatnot, so to speak. And these things are a game changer, and they're awesome. Now, for some reason, a lot of people hate these. I don't know what it is. Well, you can see they're highly reviewed. But if you go on like a lot of channels, I'm on a few YouTube channels talking about home security stuff, or it's basically this channel's just about cameras, like Ring cameras and things like that, doorbell cameras, all that type of stuff. And like one particular guy I know who's kind of big in that space, he doesn't like Blink. I don't really know why. And a lot of people I've noticed online, like on Slick Deals forums, seem to not like Blink products, and they're completely wrong. I mean, it's just baloney. But there seems to be this kind of strong like undercurrent against them for some reason. I'm just here to tell you, don't listen to that. And I'm here to tell you why they're freaking great and why. But I have them. This is from experience. I've had the Blink cams for like a year and a half almost now. I think it was like it would have been maybe in like November of. I think I got them sometime in like November of like 2020. So it's like a year and 2 or 3 months, something along those lines. I probably have to go look at my Amazon order history to know exactly when I got them. Yeah, but it was kind of a Black Friday deal, yeah, so that I first got into it. But one of the biggest things, just to get this out of the way right away, people will lie a lot about them and say like, oh, the Blink cameras just force you to get a subscription. That's one of the big things. That's one of the big issues with cameras altogether, is that there's a few brands. Ring, I think Amazon also owns them. Eufy is a big one, EUFY, that people like. But I've looked into those, and I don't see any of them offering anything that Blink doesn't. And not only that, but Blink has really blown the doors off the pricing. Like, you see this video doorbell. This is an awesome video doorbell. It's $50. Ring had the video doorbell that I can tell was pretty much the exact same thing. It was like $130. I mean, now they've drastically reduced the price of the Ring doorbell because they had to in response to this. You know, Amazon has just come in and blown everybody away, in my opinion, and made all the other companies offer much better value and show you just how overpriced all this Ring and Eufy crap was, you know, and Wise and all them. I mean, look at this, a video doorbell for $50. I think video doorbells used to be like $200. And granted, this one may not be the nicest in the world, but it does everything I need. You know, I don't know what else you'd want. And it's $50, and I've seen this video doorbell camera. It was on sale not too long ago for $35. That's insane. Okay. Now, I guess obviously if you're into this, you probably don't have an apartment, because I don't know. I guess it would be fine for an apartment if they would let you use it. I don't know. But yeah, you kind of need a house for these, I guess, or something. Now, let's talk. I want to hit a few topics, like how they work. The pricing is just fantastic on these. Now, their lineup is kind of limited right now. This is all they have, I believe. Basically, the video doorbell, what they call the outdoor cam. That's the actual name of it, Blink Outdoor. It used to be called some different names, like the XT2, I think, so forth and so on. The indoor, I don't see the point of these indoor cameras at all. I just don't understand it at all. Like, what are people looking at? Because these indoor cameras were the originals that got really popular. Like, see how many reviews that has? Originally with the Wise indoor camera, I think. And I just don't get, like, why do you want to record the inside of your house? I don't get it. Unless you're spying on people, and that's creepy. Like, I just don't get it. And I guess someone told me, like, I brought this up online in a comment section somewhere once, and someone was like, well, you know, if you ever get motion detected on your indoor cam, you know someone's there that's not supposed to be, or something like that. I don't remember what they said, because I was like, what's the point? Like, if they get in your house, it's too late. You want something to warn you that they're not in your house yet. So I guess that's a good point, but I don't understand the point of the indoor cams at all. But I mean, so I'm not even really going to talk about them too much. So I'm just mainly trying to talk about these outdoor cameras. These are really cool. The coolest thing about they're pretty small. I mean, this doesn't really tell you how big it is, but owning some, I would say they're like maybe like 2 inches by 2, maybe 3 inches by 3 inch black squares, something along that size. They're not big at all. Kind of like hockey puckish sized, I'd say, which is awesome. Now, I've been wanting kind of security cameras for a long time, but I didn't really know, you know, what is involved. I didn't want to wire them because that would be a huge pain. And I don't want anything you got to connect the wires to. And I just assumed any security camera you got to connect the wires to. Now, I do have a couple like spotlights on my house that have power wires anyway. I figure I could somehow, you know, rig something up with those. But here's the thing about these cameras that makes them so awesome and so easy to use. They don't require any wires. Here's how that works. They run off of 2 AA batteries. That's it. Normal AAs like you buy in Walmart. Now, they have to be the lithium kind, which are kind of expensive, but even the lithium kinds are cheap. Like, I don't remember how much it is, but I think you can get 4 AA lithiums for like $10. 4 of them, if I recall correctly. They're cheap. So it has to be like the super high powered, like, lithium AAs, not just like energizers or something, I guess. But honestly, like I said, they're cheap. And I have had my cameras for well over a year, as I mentioned. I think I got them like it's late January of 2022, and I picked them up in like November of 2020, my first 2 anyway. So you're talking a year and 2 or 3 months old. And I've still got the original batteries in them, and mine have gone off so much too. Like they've been alerted a ton. And if you don't know that's what's going to wear down the battery faster is if you get a lot of alerts. So mine have been under really high stress, a lot of usage, and they've already lasted over a year. Like well over a year, like a year and 2 or 3 months, as I said. If the batteries on them died tomorrow, I wouldn't be mad about it at all. They've already lasted way longer than I would have expected. Like a lot of people, again, online will lie and say, oh, yeah, they say 2-year battery life, but it's really 3 months. No, they're lying. It's, you know, like I said, mine have been over a year, and they've been triggered a lot. I'll get to that in a little bit also. So they're on like a really high usage scenario, and they've already lasted over a year. If they even lasted a year, I figured because of all the people saying that they don't really get 2 years, that, you know, like, oh, maybe they're going to get 6 months. No, they've already lasted over a year. If they died at a year, I would have been happy. I mean, to change the batteries in your cameras once a year is no big deal. They've already lasted past a year, so more than happy with the battery life. Oh yeah, these are totally wireless, like I said, because so how do they work then? Well, they work on Wi-Fi to transmit the video, and they're all completely, like, the Wi-Fi is self-contained and everything in that camera. And then, like I say, you just put 2 AA batteries in the back to power. That's it. And like I said, they use the lithium AAs. Oh, and they come with it. When you buy these cameras, they come with some like good brand lithium. I think they come with like Energizer lithium. So that's a nice little touch that they come with the 2 batteries. As you can see, the price is cheap. So you don't have to wire anything. All you have is a little mount on the back of these things. You can't see it here. Let me see. See, this is about what kind of gives you an idea of how big they are. Not very big. I don't see the mount. Yeah, you can kind of see the mount here. This is a good example of the mount. Kind of in the back there. That's about what the mount looks like. It's just a little disc. And you can just screw it in. And then it's cool because the camera, it's not really shown here, but it has this little thing. The mount will just mount. You screw it into whatever with a couple of wood screws. Just find some wood trim around where you're at. And the couple of little like inch long wood screws hold it up good. And then you just pop the camera on there. You can't get a good view of it. I don't see anywhere with a good view of it. But the camera has like a receptacle in the back, and it pops into the mount. And it's just an awesome system. It works great. You can tilt and swivel it. So you can screw down the mount, and then you pop the camera onto the mount. It's all modular. You don't have to do anything really but screw the mount in. It's so amazingly well engineered. So amazing, especially for the price. I mean, I'm just mind-boggled by these things. And like I said, they're transmitting your video over Wi-Fi, and they're powered by 2 AA batteries that last, they say up to 2 years, or up to 2 years, I guess. And like I said, I can vouch that I've had mine for over a year and still on the original batteries. And they do use the more expensive lithium batteries, but like I said, those are still pretty cheap, I think. And for how long they last, it's a small price, And now I see they have, you can get the, Go security store. You can get this solar mount too if it's that big a deal to you. Oh, here's a good, perfect example of the mounting apparatus to show you how that works. You can see it in there. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it here. See that little like thing that sticks out right there? That's just, see how that is? I can't move the mouse over it and also scroll it, but see that little thing popping out there? That's all the mounter is. Like, imagine the big solar thing is completely gone. You just screw in these 2 screws, and then you pop the camera onto that mounting thing, and it clicks in there real solidly, and you pop the camera out that way. Now, I guess you could say the camera could be stolen like that, but I mean, who cares? It's a pretty cheap camera, and like, I mean, at least you should have video of whoever stole it. I mean, And I imagine any security camera is gonna, have that issue unless it's freaking bolted to a steel, cross beam or something. Any security camera is gonna be able to be ripped out or whatever. So I don't find it as a big deal. And you also kind of mount them up high a little bit, so that someone would at least have to get a stepladder to get them. That's going to make it where, like, just that little bit is going to make it like 90% harder to steal. They're going to have to elevate to get to it, Like I said, I wouldn't worry about stealing it because, like I said, their security, their cameras, they're going to be videoing whoever steals them. So most people are going to be like, I'm not going to risk it. But I wanted to mention about the battery life. They have this is new. They're always making new stuff. And they just came out with this, which is like a solar mount. And you can see it has a little solar panel on there. And I was reading about it, and apparently you still got to put the batteries in. It's just like the camera will try to run off solar all the time, and the batteries are like backup. Because I've got experience with solar stuff around my house, and they typically do not work. The solar things I've used in the past, as good as you think, because almost anywhere you mount it will be under shade some of the day, and like all night, obviously. So you just don't get like the full power that you would think. Like almost all of my house, if I were to mount it anywhere, will be in shade at least some of the time. So it just depends on how the sun is and stuff. So like I said, you can't count necessarily on solar. So I'm sure that's why they do the battery thing. But I guess the idea is with one of these solar panels, it would like massively extend your battery life at the very least. It won't be like total self-powered. You still got to have the batteries in there. I was reading about it. But yeah, it would like, maybe instead of 2 years battery life and maybe like a year and a half realistically, whatever it may be, maybe you'll get 4 years or something like that. I mean, at that point, or maybe instead of a solid year, if your camera's like really being highly used, maybe it'll last 3 years in this situation. Or, and I'm sure it depends on how much solar you have at your particular mounting locations, If if the sun's shining on your mining location like 80% of the time, I'm sure it works much better than if it's shining on there 10% of the time. But yeah, so they've got these new solar mounts too. I mean, they're always coming out with new cool stuff, Blink is. You know, like I said, I've thought about these, but the batteries are working great for me, and it looks like the bulk they add is, you know, they add a pretty significant amount of bulk. I don't think it's worth it for me, especially since you still have to have the batteries. It's not even a standalone system. Okay, but back to the Blink and how they work. Okay, so we've established that. So everything is completely wireless. There's not a single wire involved at any point. That's amazing. It gives you so much freedom in mounting, as long as you can get Wi-Fi to it. You know, as long as it can connect to Wi-Fi, you're good. Which is me. I have a pretty small house, so I have one wireless router, but it covers all my cameras on all sides of the house, no problem. So yes, I think it's just amazing. I never knew that there was cameras like this even. I never knew even these existed. I just assumed, oh, you have to wire them. Well, no, you don't have a single wire. These are completely autonomous. Now it does come with a little, I haven't seen any, the indoor looks like the same thing, but it's probably just not, oh, and they're like weatherproof, weather resistant, you know, they tell you they can go down to like really cold, they can withstand the rain, they're sealed, you know, obviously since they're outdoor, you know, it's rained and iced and whatever. I don't live in a particularly cold area, but I'm sure it's rained or iced a bunch. It doesn't matter. They handle all that no problem. Now I will as for price, like I got these on a really good deal. I paid like originally I got into it I discovered them. I got into it on a Black Friday in November 2020, I believe, and it was this pack right here, which is 2 cameras and this Echo Show 5, the 5-inch like older Echo Show, smaller Echo Show, which Echo Show is like an Alexa with a screen. That's a whole separate video, but it's not that great. It's not nearly as great. I have a lot of issues with the Echo Show because it like has a lot of potential, but it's not nearly to what it needs to be. But it's still kind of cool. So I got the Echo Show and 2 cameras for $110. I remember. Granted, inflation, COVID, just all that. But I got this pack right here. It's now $265 for $110. I wouldn't recommend paying for the show if you don't really. I would just get 2 of the cam and. So yeah, I got 2. Yeah, I mean, that's admittedly I got a really good deal. They're a little more expensive now, obviously, but I still think even at $100, they're a great deal, and they go on sale sometimes. I'm sure. I haven't been paying attention. Or heck, you can get 3 cameras. I did 3 cameras on my house right now, and then I got the doorbell later, so I kind of got 4. Because now I had 1 camera covering my front door, but it's like now that I have the video doorbell, I don't need that. I just need to think of where to move it. I haven't bothered yet. Yeah, I've covered like the one over my garage. I had 1 covering my front door, and then 1 in the backyard. That's the way I originally had it. That's all I needed, pretty much. The Echo Show, like I said, it's not really necessary at all for these. It's not like tied to the camera. With the Echo Show, it is kind of cool because you can tell it. I don't want to say the word because I have it in here, but the A word. Let's call it Alex. You can tell Alex to you can tell Alex to. You can say like what view my such and such cam. You name your cams in the app. The software app, of course, that goes with them. It goes on your phone, Android or Apple, whatever. You can tell it like Alex, view my garage. You have to name your cams. So if your cam's like named XY2KZP, you don't want to name something like that. You want to name something that's kind of obvious what it is. Like I've named mine like garage, front door, backyard. You know, so it's kind of obvious what they are. So you can just tell it like Alex, view backyard camera, and it'll put down that feed. Now, a little word about these. They're interesting in how they work if you don't know. Here's all the stuff to your battery life, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, they've got audio, too. They've got a speaker. I have not used that much, but when you're using the app, there's a talk button on the app when you're viewing the live feed, it's called. So you can press that and talk on them, too, and hear. That's amazing, too. I've never even used that, but it's there. Day and night video. It takes like black and white video at night, but it's pretty good. I don't know how else to put it. Motion detection. Oh, how these cameras work. I want to get this out of the way because it's kind of a big deal on how these cameras totally work. These are not surveillance cameras per se. That's one of their, it's not even really a drawback, but it's one thing you need to know about it, which means, like, if you think about security cameras, you think like you could just go and look at them and just watch them. Like, oh, I'm watching my security camera. You can't really do that with these. What they are is they're motion triggered. That means when they pick up motion detection. When they detect motion, they send like an alert to your phone, okay, like a notification. Shows up in your notification trail just as if like if you got a text or something. But it'll be a letter B, and it's in a little square. It's like a blink notification. You can scroll down and it'll say something from your notification. It'll say like motion detected at your front door or whatever, because you named your camera front door or whatever. So then you can go look at the live feed. That's one thing you can do. At any time on any camera, you can like drop in on the live feed of what that camera is viewing right now. Okay, that's like there's a live feed button. You name your cameras and it'll show them all in the app. Honestly, I should have. I wish I could show the app more. Really do good, I need to show the app, but I'm sure there's plenty of other videos doing that. It's all based around the Blink app that you get for your Android phone on Play Store or your iPhone. So yeah, and you name your cameras and everything. It has a little like settings screen for like a home screen, kind of a home settings or something for all the cameras. And you set different parameters on them, like how long you want to record the motion clips. And your options are only like 5 seconds to 30 seconds. Like I think you set it kind of in the middle, like 15 seconds or something. You can't go crazy. You can't like tell it to do an hour-long clip or like a 1 second clip. It's kind of like limited ranges, like I said. But you can change all those things. You can do different parameters, and like you can make the motion detection more or less sensitive. All these kind of things. You can even, I think you can exclude certain areas from motion detection if you're getting too many false triggers. Like I think you can draw a square in the middle and say like, if you detect any motion around in the middle, don't alert or something. I don't know why you do that, but all that's kind of, you don't really even need to use any of that, and I really don't, except I think I put you can go in there and set your video quality, and I set it to like the highest. Because why not? I don't see it doesn't really affect anything, but it's, I assume it gives you somewhat higher video quality. Just stuff like that, not a big deal. You can set the motion sensitivity on like a 1 to 10 scale. It's not always the clearest, I'll say. Like even for me, I think I'm like, so what's the most sensitive, 1 or 10? You assume it's 10, but you don't know. But yeah, so. And why you want to change the motion detection is it'll trigger on motion, but like let's say you've got a tree in front. Sometimes that tree will blow around in the wind and it could detect that. Like I've got kind of a tree in front of mine and it doesn't do the tree much, but every once in a while it will if the wind is like really blowing. But what sets mine off the most is annoying in the summer wasps. Wasps, that's it. Just wasps. Sometimes a bird, but like 90% of the time it's wasps. I don't know what it is, but wasps are like obsessed with these cameras. I figured like after it had been there for a long time, they'd be used to it and stop thinking it was like a foreign object and like buzzing it all the time. But they just constantly buzz this thing. I don't know why. They seem kind of obsessed with it. And I don't really have any nests directly around, but I do live in East Texas and it's a lot of warm weather and a lot of bugs flying around all the time. I did have a nest close to where my garage came at one point, but I think that's pretty much been killed. There may be a few still in there. But for some reason, wasps are constantly setting this thing off. No matter the location and stuff. I don't know why. They love to buzz it and like investigate it. So it's kind of annoying in that respect. In the summer. Like in the winter like this, it's not a problem. So I do kind of... So I try to turn the sensitivity way down. But see, you don't want to turn the sensitivity way down too far, because then it's not going to trigger when a person comes, which is what you really want. So anyways, it's just all to say, but overall it detects motion. It'll detect like, a lot of times it'll detect like a cat or a dog. I see that a lot on it, running across in front of it or something. So you'll see, it's kind of interesting at first, especially like I didn't realize all these cats were running around my house. Hey, there's stray cats in the neighborhood. Who knew? I mean, you do know, but you know what I mean? You don't really think about it. But yeah, so that's it on the motion detection. Like I said, it detects motion, and then it sends the notification. So if there's no motion going on in front of it, it doesn't do anything. But you can drop in on the live view at any time. Live feed, I believe it's called. But here's the interesting thing about the live feed. You can't just sit there, and this is all on your phone. One of the biggest drawbacks with these, in my opinion, one of the biggest, I hate this, is there's no PC app. You can't do anything. You cannot look at this on Windows. I hate that because 90% of the time I'm sitting in front of my computer, and I got Windows computers, and I can't use the Blink app. I can't look at my Blink cams on my computers. I hate that. Just the most natural thing in the world would be to just look at your security cameras while you're sitting at your computer. I can't. It's got to be my phone or an Android tablet or anything like that that can use the Android app. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that. But it is what it is. I'm hoping that they make a Windows app. They're sure taking their sweet time. But yeah, so you got to look at it on your phone more or less. And like I said, so you can drop in on the live feed. But one thing is, on the live feed, it doesn't give you unlimited video. Like, you sit there watching the live feed, and after about like 15 seconds, it'll pop up a button that says continue. And if you don't hit that continue button, it will stop the feed. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't just sit there and look at your feed for like an hour. Like I said, you get about, I'd say, like 15 seconds, and then you got to hit the continue, and then I'll give you another 15 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever it is. It's pretty short time, whatever it is. So yeah, but I understood after I thought about it. I know why it's that way, because when it's transmitting video like that, it's using power, and if you just set it to where you could just constantly be on, it would probably run out the batteries in like a week or less. You know what I'm saying? Because, so it has to be on this whole motion basis of like clips. That's another whole concept. If you don't know security cameras and how they work, that's what it does. Is when it detects motion, then it records a clip. Okay, like right when it detects motion, it starts recording for like 15 seconds. You can set the length that records and all that. But it can't be too long. Like I said, the max is like 30 seconds, I think. So every time it detects motion, it will record a clip. That's just how it works. Now the clips are stored, okay, and you can go view them later and stuff, right? But here's the thing: people will try to lie and say, "Oh, it requires," and I didn't know, but the cameras work best. All these security cameras are going to work best on like a cloud subscriptions type, and you don't really realize it because it's hard to understand a lot of these concepts if you haven't interacted with these security cameras before and how they work. Like, I never had till I got these. I didn't realize, like, what do you care about cloud storage? The cloud storage just makes it really convenient because it's just automatic. It's like everything that the camera does is uploaded to the cloud and it's in your app, and you can just go look at the clips and everything, right? And you don't need any local storage and all that stuff. It's just, now, as far as one other thing I haven't covered yet, there's a little base station with these cameras. It's really small. I think it's literally called the base station. I was trying to find another picture, but once again, I don't see. It's probably in this kit. See, they're not showing. Well, it doesn't show the base station, but unless maybe they don't even have base stations anymore. I think they do. Maybe they don't have base stations anymore. Blink Sync Module 2. That's what it is. This thing's called a Blink Sync Module. All it is a little device. It's real tiny. It's about even half the size of the camera or less, which itself is like hockey puck size. It's really small, and all it is like a little like home base. You got to plug it in, but then you can. It does all your Wi-Fi talking, makes sure all, because if you have 3 or 4 cameras in the doorbell, I guess you need like this central hub. And it came with the kit I got, so I don't know why these are not mentioning it. Maybe they don't need it anymore. And then you just get it if you want to save locally now. Not even sure what's going on with that. But mine came with the sync, with the 2 packs and the Echo. It came with the sync module. The sync module, I believe you need to add other cameras and stuff. Like I said, it's like the home base, but it just comes with some of the cameras. It's not something you got to buy separately. Just make sure you get this is what they're talking about here, this Blink Sync Module 2. Like I said, it syncs all your cams and stuff. And it's just, it comes with little blinking green and blue lights, you know. It's the home base, mother base, whatever. It's tiny. I just put it by my TV. It's very little. You know, like I said, it's literally probably 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches square. It looks cool, you know, modern. I like it. So, but the sync module is where you plug in your USB flash drive, any USB drive, and then you can record your clips to the USB drive, and it's completely up to you. Because like I said, people will try to... oh, see, this one, it does include, yes, includes 2 Blink outdoor cameras and 1 sync module too. So it does include the sync module, like I was saying. So, like, you'll need the sync module at some point. So, like, you can buy just cameras by themselves. It's cheap. It doesn't really make much difference to the price. Like, probably just a camera would be like $90, and a camera with a sync module would be like $100. And it's like $10 extra or something. It's nothing really. But you just need one at some point, and then you're good. You can order everything else ad hoc after that. So yes, you can plug USB to the sync module thing. It has USB input, and you can record your videos to that. And so you don't need any subscription, despite what people tell you. Now you can get a subscription, of course. And like I said, the deal about a lot of these security cameras is they kind of want to push you towards the subscription. They're pretty cheap. I believe they're like $1.99 or $2.99 per camera or something per month. So that's pretty cheap. Now, granted, like I have 3 cameras. Okay, so that's $9 a month. Yeah, it's getting up there a little bit, you know. And I don't know if the doorbell counts too. So that'd be 4, so it'd be like $12 a month. Still, if you think about $12 a month in the pantheon of all your bills, it's not a big deal. It's like Netflix or something, or your Amazon Prime subscription, you know. But still, I definitely don't want to pay that. So I just use the USB thing to save my videos. Thing is, you get a free subscription whenever you buy the cameras or something. I think I got a free year even. And then I recently bought when I bought the doorbell, I got like another free month, and it just automatically gave me a free month. So the cloud storage, that's what you get with the subscription basically, is kind of nice. And the whole controversy was some of these security camera companies, they'll all kind of try to push you to the subscription, right? The monthly subscription. So, but it isn't really needed, but a lot of them will try to like push you that way. I don't know how each company stands on it, but really I don't think it's bad at all on Blink, because yes, they try to push you to the subscription a little bit, but not bad. The only thing the subscription gets you extra is that there's a few little things, like you can take a still picture with the camera, I think, with the subscription, and that's like totally pointless. And I don't think you can with just local storage. I'm not sure completely. The clips load a little faster with the cloud subscription. You know, like in the app, it'll tell you like loading clips from USB storage takes longer or something. But it's not a big deal. You're talking about a difference like 5 seconds versus like 2 seconds. Because I saw that guy who's making videos that hates Blink talking about trying to make it like it takes so long. No, it doesn't. You know, like if I go in my Blink app right now and go to view one of the clips that's now saved on my USB flash drive completely free. It's all completely free because my subscription's lapsed. You know, it'll load for like 3 seconds or something, you know. And if I have the cloud, it's like almost instant. So the cloud is nicer, but it's not a big deal. And really, I imagine that's an honest, like some of the things, you know, they put in there just to try to get you to subscribe. You know, they're not real technical limitations. They're artificially limiting you. But I could see that being an actual technical limitation, because it actually has to go to your USB drive and get it out and stuff. So I don't even think that's unfair, you know. So yeah, I don't see any need for the subscription. A lot of people will tell you that Blink tries to make you subscribe. No, they don't. You know, I bet you all the others, Gphy and them, are probably worse. I don't have experience with them, so I can't say. But I can say it's completely, I've been running it completely with no sub for a long time, and it's completely good. All you do is you need a USB flash drive. I don't even know how big the one I'm using is. And it'll record all your motion clips to that, and you can play them back in the app wherever you are. So, save events locally, see? Store video clips and photos in the cloud. Blink subscription and save events locally to the Blink Sync. That's it. Like I said, subscription to the cloud gains you very little. What was the other thing? There's something else that's kind of a little bit of a good thing that you can only get from the cloud sub, but I can't even remember right now. Like I said, you get a little faster loading of your clips. You get like previews. It's stupid, but like if you have the Blink, if you have the sub, like you can, the clips kind of show a preview picture, and if you don't, they just show like a gray square. Just stupid little quality of life things like that that don't actually affect anything. So you don't need the subscription, and I don't have one. Like I said, I think I got like a year free or something like that when I first bought it. But now that it's lapsed, I've been using it without the subscription for a good long time. Don't let anybody tell you different. You do not need the sub with the Blink cameras. Now, I will say this. There's one kind of caveat of that that's a little kind of weird to think about. Is that, let's say somebody's robbing your house, right? They're going to be on the cameras, right? Robbing your house. Let's say you're, out and about and you're not checking your phone. You don't notice these notifications and clips and stuff. So they could come into your house and they could steal, if they know what they're looking for, especially they could know that, oh, that's a Blink Sync module. Let me grab the USB stick out of it, and that's where your saved videos are. So you're not going to have any saved video of the thieves because they went in your house and stole the thing. That's a scenario I could see happening. Whereas if it's in cloud storage, they can't go to Amazon headquarters and delete the cloud storage, like they're screwed then. But it would require a lot of things. Like like I said, they have to go in your house. They have to have enough time to do it, and most of all, they'd have to know, hey, that's a Blink cam. Hey, it uses a module. Hey, there's the module. Hey, there's the USB stick it saves. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of doubt they would even know any of this stuff. They wouldn't even have any comprehension of they just see like a bunch of electronics, like I have mine next to my TV, but it's next to a router and Xbox and 55 other things. They're not going to know that what it is, unless the thief knows what they're looking for to come in your house and take that USB stick with the clips on it. And I feel like a chance of that is like 3% or something. So that is a potential downside though of locally saving things, is that they're locally saved and that could be stolen. Whereas if they're in the cloud, that cannot be stolen, Just a thought. Now, like I said, let's say you were at work and a notification came on your phone, you happened to be on your phone at the time, and you go let me go check that. You could go check the live view, and they couldn't do anything about that, well, unless they cut off your Wi-Fi or something if they're in your house. Or you could still see the clip, in between before they grab the USB stick. So I don't think they could get in your house and grab the USB stick, even if that's the first thing they made a beeline for, before you could view the clip, Just different stuff like that. But it's just something to keep in mind, in my opinion. If it's in the cloud, your clips are totally safe. If it's local, the thieves could steal it if they know what they're looking for, which seems unlikely, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's it. Now I see that the prices have gone up quite a bit. Like I said, I had 2 cameras in the Echo Show for $110, amazing deal. Basically this kit, and then I bought a third Echo camera later because that seemed about right for covering my house. 2 cameras wasn't enough, but 3 is about good. I think I got the third camera also on sale for like $60 or $65. So I had a total of like $175 in the system to have a full security camera system. That's pretty amazing. Now, like I said, these are not, you gotta get your mind right, these are not surveillance cameras that you could just sit there like Dr. Evil and look at them on your computer all day. They're motion detected, and everyone who knows these cameras knows that. And it's the same with all of them. All of them that are like this in wireless have to be this way. They're all in the motion detection system and the clip system but you can drop into the live feed if you want to system. To be like a real surveillance cameras, you'd have to have a different and surely wired setup, And I'm not sure, I don't know anything about what cameras would allow that. Like I said, you can use these as surveillance though, because you can drop it on the live feed, but they're not like ideal for it. But okay, so just got it out there, and then I got the doorbell after that, which is an incredibly good deal as well. Same system really. It's based on motion detective. It's just like another Blink cam. The camera's kind of maybe a little better, and it also wires into your existing doorbell system, which I did to save the batteries, I guess. And just because, I don't know, it seemed like the thing to do. Yeah, and it's great. You know, it's the same system. And whenever they hit the doorbell, it'll chime outside, and you can also hook it to your existing doorbell with a little wiring. It's not hard at all. Very easy. Everything about these things is so easy. You don't even need an existing doorbell because it also operates on batteries. So you can do it without any existing doorbell wiring. It just won't ring your interior doorbell. But it has a pretty loud chime outside too that you'll probably hear. Like the actual doorbell has a pretty loud chime. So you'll just like hear it through your walls and doors. You know. It's pretty obviously like it's a doorbell chime. It's pretty loud. You'll hear it. So I have mine wired to my indoor doorbell chime. But you don't even really need that. So you don't really need even an existing doorbell for that to work either. Because it's on the same like battery, 2AA battery system. It doesn't need, it could be completely wireless as well. Another seat battery or wired. So yeah, it's amazing. And I added it to the system. And now it freed up one of my cameras. Oh, here is I was wanting a picture of the sync module. There it is. It's sitting next to the doorbell cam, so you get an idea of what it looks like. See, it's got like a little indicator for the Wi-Fi and power. And it's very small, as you see. It's also kind of a hockey puck, but even smaller. That's the sync module I was talking about. You can plug a USB stick into that. It's powered. You do have to plug it in, but it's just a little, AC adapter thingy. And like I said, it's like the central hub of your system. Doesn't do anything but I guess coordinate everything. You don't ever have to deal with it or anything. So yeah, one thing I have noticed is with the Alexa Show here, is you can, I was talking about how you can operate your cameras. You can't really operate them as surveillance cameras per se. You kind of can a little more with the Show, because I've noticed when I say like, see how it's saying Alexa, or I'm gonna say Alex, show me the front door. When you do that, it'll show you the live feed, and for some reason it'll go a lot longer than the 15 seconds that the phone app will. I'm not sure exactly how long, but it'll go for like a couple minutes to 5 minutes. I haven't timed it or anything. It'll go for minutes, in the minutes, I'll say that. Which is different than the app, which doesn't let you go for very long, giving the live feed. I imagine that may not be good for your battery life, I don't know, but yeah, that's how the Echo Show works with it. Pretty awesome too. So yeah, these Blink cameras are amazing. Get them, they're cheap. Even at their default prices, they're well more than worth it. There's kind of an example of the app. Of course, the picture's a little better there than it is in real life. Oh, the video quality, it's good. I don't know how to compare it to. It's very nice, but one thing I have noticed is like, say, I don't know, it's not the end-all, be-all, because it would be hard to kind of recognize like a person. Yeah, like if it's girls at your door, of course. But I'm not talking about so much about the doorbell camera, like the security cameras, because you usually put them kind of up higher, pointed down and stuff. So if somebody's like robbing your house in a hoodie or something, it'd be kind of hard to get you could get general description of them, but you couldn't like necessarily like see their face crystal clear and stuff. And even like license plates are kind of hard to make out on these. Like to get a license plate number or something like that. It depends on how far the car is and stuff. But you can still just get a real, you can see if there's somebody in your yard. You can see the people. It's good quality. I think it's 1080p officially. Yeah, 1080p. It's good quality. Just don't expect like perfect quality. I don't know how to put it. I think you need a wired camera to get like really good quality, because you need that kind of bandwidth. You're not going to get the kind of bandwidth you need to get amazing, like 4K quality or something over a Wi-Fi system. At least not with today's technology. But, I mean, so this video's going on almost like 45 minutes, but yeah, that's what I think of the Blink Cam. It's awesome. I love it. It's a cheap and extremely easy way to wire up your home with a home security system, and it's freaking awesome. I mean, I will say at times, sometimes false alarms are kind of annoying on it, because every time you like go outside your house, whatever, because set off, because obviously you're walking in front of, like if I go out my front door, I got a front door cam, or the doorbell cam. It sets it off that's a little annoying. What you can do though is there's like a big armed or disarmed button in the app. So you can just set it to disarmed. And like I said, if you don't know the system, you don't know, well, why would you need that? Well, you need it when like you're going outside 20 times, like certain times, like let's say you're doing something out. Let's say you're raking leaves or something in front of one of the cameras. You're going to be setting that thing off like 75 times, because you're going to set it off 15 seconds later. You're going to set it off again. You're going to walk in the house to get a drink. You're going to go out, set it off again. And you're going to set it off a bunch of times. So in that case, you'd want to just go on your app and hit disarmed on the system. No, you're not setting it off all the time now. If you're just going to set it off once or twice, though, it's just kind of an annoyance. Like every time, I got one over my garage. So every time I pull out of my garage, it goes off. Nothing you can do about it. That's how it's working as intended. But it's just a little annoying. Like if I'm just running an errand or something, it's always gonna set my security camera. Or I could go into the app and then disarm it. But that's like more trouble than it's worth. It's more trouble to go in there and set it to disarm than it is to just ignore it, clear the notification. But if you know you're gonna be in front of the camera for a significant time or anything like that, where you know it's gonna be set off a lot, you can disarm it. Sometimes in the summer, the wasps will get where they're setting it off 30 times in the afternoon, 50 times. I may just disarm it, And then that's kind of annoying because sometimes you forget that it's disarmed for 2 weeks at a time. And then be like, wow, I sure haven't gotten any camera notifications lately. Oh yeah, it's still on disarmed. But anyways, and I think one of the best, you can also do it on a per camera basis. You can't really, there's no armed or disarmed for each camera, but there's a motion detection button for each camera. So I can just individually go in there and be like, turn off the motion detection, which is effectively turning off the camera or disarming it, really the same thing. I can go turn off the motion detection on the garage camera only and leave it on for the other three, or whichever. You can go and do it individually, or you can, like I said, it's just a big armed disarmed button. You can just do that in the app. Either way, I will say one of the things I think is really great about these is as a deterrent. Because, yeah, they're kind of inconspicuous, and that's cool in its own way. But you can also kind of see them. So anybody that was wanting to rob your house, they would just see it, and they're like, oh, shit, this guy's got a security camera, or whatever. It's going to be a deterrent, and that counts for a lot, in my opinion. That just counts for a huge amount. I'll forever remember this interview with a thief guy, and they were like, what, in prison, and they were like, hey, it's some home security company, what, how do you choose what house you're going to rob? And he would say, we would just be looking for anything that makes the house harder to rob. We would probably just skip that one. Like a dog or a security system sign. Or, he didn't, I don't even know if he said this, but I'm thinking like a security camera, So I think it'd be a fantastic deterrent, too. Just fantastic. Because if I'm robbing a house, and I see, and they kind of go off, too, I think they make a clicking noise, and this blue LED lights up on them. So you can kind of tell when it picks you up, if you're outside and you don't even know how they work, you can kind of tell because it kind of reacts to you. It kind of clicks, and then the blue LED will go on, and oh, that camera saw me, And I believe you can turn that reaction off too in the app, but I like to leave it on for just that reason. So you can turn it where I think it doesn't. I'm not sure, the click may not be related to that. It may just be a thing, but I believe you can turn off the LED light coming on when it's active and stuff. It's like a blue LED up there. But like I said, I like it because it's just like if somebody's robbing your house or casing your house or anything, their attention is going to be drawn to that kind of click and that blue LED coming on that camera. Like, oh, that camera's active and it's recording me right now. So it's cool. So yeah, I say definitely get the Blink. It's awesome. Don't listen to all the naysayers online. It's cheap. It's completely wireless and unbelievably easy to mount. Anyone can do this. I would say the biggest draw, there's two kind of things. It's not a surveillance system per se. You can't just, you can, like I said, with the whole explanation of viewing the live feed system, but it's not made for like just having feeds on a monitor 24/7. You can't really do that. If you wanted that, you would have to just get a different system. I don't know what, and I'm sure it would have to be wired and stuff. I wanted to cover a little more though, just the products they have. These are all, I wish they would come out with some more. I'm sure they will be. Maybe a wired camera. They're slowly adding more and more stuff. This, I think, is really cool too. And I bought it, which is the Floodlight Accessory, which just, you can see it right here. You put your camera in the same way in this middle, and then it has these LED floodlights on it. And it's all battery operated on D batteries too. So it's got the same like wireless principles, no wiring required. This mount, I've already got it. It has 4 D batteries in it that they provide. I already bought it because for $40, cheap, but it's motion. So the camera, like motion, when it motion detects, it turns the lights on. So that's freaking awesome. Another awesome product at an amazing price from Blink. But I've got that, and I haven't put it up yet because I just haven't decided. Like, I just don't know exactly where I want that, or haven't quite figured out a use for it yet. But like a few months ago, I was like, $40, I'm buying it. That's cool, So I bought it on that. I just haven't, I don't know, I haven't quite figured out the location I want to put it yet. Should I put it I'm planning on moving my door camera anyway. Should I put it on the garage one? It seems sort of pointless there. So I don't know where I'll put it, but for $39.99, just as something to play with, I bought it for the heck of it. It's freaking amazing. So yeah, what that does is, like I said, when a camera is triggered with a motion alert, it turns on those those lights for at least like 30 seconds or something like that. A short time, just like the camera. So that's just cool because it kind of alerts if there's any intruder, it's going to alert them. Hey, someone's watching you, or it could just be if you want light where you're walking. You want to sit up where, hey, when I walk outside, it lights up the porch. It's for your own use. That's cool. So yeah, and I really hope to see Blink continue to expand because they're incredible. Oh, here's a picture of the app. Yes, this is what I was looking for earlier, and I never. This is what the app looks like. You can see how each of the cameras has its own thing here. Here's the disarm button I was talking about. Here's the thing you would click to turn off motion detection on per camera basis, which is basically the same as armed or disarmed effect. So if I'm getting a lot of WASP alerts on my outdoor, I can just click this little running man. He'll turn gray instead of blue, and that turns off motion detection on that camera, so it won't keep bothering me. And here's the settings thing. You click that to mess with the settings. This camera button is where you can take the still picture, and I think that's a cloud exclusive feature. So if you don't have the cloud sub, you can't do that. But it's pointless anyway. But yeah, you can just take a still picture with that. Like I said, it's pointless except for kind of makes your see how they took a picture and now it's so they can see. It just makes the whole app look prettier if there's pictures in these squares instead of just gray. I have pictures in mine, but I think it's because from my prior cloud subscriptions. I think if I like never had a cloud subscription, I wouldn't have pictures there. But that's almost impossible anyway, because I think anytime you buy anything, you get like at least a month free cloud subscription. So, and it's like all handled automatically, because it's kind of awesome when I already had like everything set up and I had no cloud subscription, and then I bought the doorbell, and they immediately like gave me a month free, like all the cloud stuff features started working in my app. It's all like automatic and seamless. It knows you bought the doorbell. It knows to put a month in. It knows who you are. It knows your app. You know what I mean? It just adds a month cloud subscription to your app, so, and you don't have to do anything or think about it. It's cool. And yeah, here's like the tap to talk button that will come up if people are at your door. So yeah, that's their lineup now. The only thing I'd like to see them just keep coming out with more and more stuff, because the stuff is freaking amazing and highly, highly, highly recommended. I kind of honestly want to get an Echo Show 8, the 8-inch bigger model now, next, because the 5 is good, but it's kind of small. But yes, not much else to say about it, but it's amazing. Get it.